The principal factor that we have to understand with Victor theories is it is always the energy which comes first. It is the movement of energy which is important. And if you can understand the movement of energy, if you can guide it or create forms in which the energy would like to function, to flow, if you copy what happens in nature, then by and large your problems of energy are solved. Now, if we look at historically what has happened to humanity, the progress of humanity over the time, we can see that there are two paths which are virtually parallel. When our technology, so to speak, and nature's technology or nature's evolution were virtually on parallel paths, because mankind fundamentally, or humankind shall I say, was living in harmony with nature, and so, or more in harmony with nature, and so whatever things he did which were unnatural, or whatever systems he used which were unnatural, really didn't have any effect on nature at all. But we, in our system of technology, we use predominantly explosion as the motive power. And this is totally contrary to nature's use of energy, because she uses implosion fundamentally. And implosion is associated with the biomagnetism, with levitation and so on. It is the uplifting side of life, whereas explosion is associated with gravity, with electricity, with disintegration. And the system of energy we are using today is essentially based on centrifugal ideology, as Victor called it, and explosive, which has explosive effects. And this seeks always to destroy. And I think out of those, this centrifugal ideology has also arrived the idea of a competitive nature, because it is a divisive process. Now, on the other hand, nature uses this integrating movement, this integration of energy, in order to build higher and higher forms. So we have always been striving with our centrifugal technology to build systems which are energy efficient. And according to Walter Schauberger, who had a meeting once with the head of Mercedes-Benz, and he was discussing the efficiency of petrol engines, of combustion engines generally, Walter said, well, I believe, your greatest efficiency is about 20%. And Dr. Fritz Kortegas said, no, I'm sorry, you're wrong, it's about 13%. Now, if you think of, that means that 13% of the energy put into that car was actually used for propulsion. All the other 87% was totally wasted. And that is the system into which we are locked, because if you put in 100 energy units into a given system using centrifugal technology and explosive technology, then what you get as a return is only 13 usable units. 13%. If you invest that 13% in the same system, then what you get back is only 1.69%. And so it is a self-annihilating technology into which we are presently locked at the moment. And what it requires is a change away from the explosive technology to an implosive technology, which will once again start integrating. Now, in this process, we could see that with the increase in our technology, we are, and its effects, we are gradually accelerating a downward curve towards entropy, because this process of division reduces things to their smaller and smaller components, to greater states of uniformity. And finally, in uniformity, there is no life at all, because there are no differences. Life is made out of differences. So the upward green line here is nature's process of ectropy, in which higher and more complex systems are built on lower ones. And in a sense, it's a far more stable system, because the more complex it is, the more diversified it is, the more legs you have to stand on. So if one accidentally gets pulled out, then the whole thing doesn't collapse. Whereas with a system which is going further and further towards uniformity, then if one leg pulls out, then you have a very serious problem on your hands.